Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to this Jurassic World Evolution 3 park build. So in this episode I'm just building a little like a shopping plaza right by this cliff here, and I build a little area where the guests can look out to the sea, and it's like a really cosy, cool area in my opinion. I'm really happy with how this has turned out, and it's got a few of the best buildings I've done in this game so far. The terrain tools, no not terrain, the building tools still need massively fixing. They have announced that they're doing an update soon, which is going to address the complexity meter, which is good, although I don't really seem to have problems with that, like everyone else, but never mind. I just really hope that they fix the building tools and the building camera, because that's, yeah, it's so aggravating. You'll see it in this video, like all the times that I get angry with it. It's just like the advanced move tool as well. When everything's all aligned perfectly, it'll still be like completely off the axis, and it's just, I just don't understand it. It's really awkward to use, so hopefully that's addressed. But I've ranted enough over this series, so I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum in this episode, because you already know my thoughts about the game. So as you can see here, we're just getting started on this seating area. Struggled to find what it's called then, but I found doing these buildings here gave me a really good chance to have a look at all the different pieces and stuff we have. And yeah, you can see I'm getting better with the games as you'll see the building go on. But yeah, I wanted this to look a bit 3D, if that makes sense. I wanted it to have a bit more depth than just like a completely flat chunk of concrete. Hence why it's slightly overhanging a bit. And we've got that big concrete pillar on the side. But yeah, using this sandstone fence here, because it has that resort type feel which I was going for. So, well, I've got nothing to say and I'm placing this fence in. I'm going to get the boring YouTube bits out of the way, but it'd be really appreciated if you could maybe leave this video a like, maybe even subscribe. Obviously you don't have to if you don't want to and you don't like this content, but like I say, it's really appreciated. And obviously any feedback you have, anything you want to see in this park, just let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll get to it. I don't know if you saw just then, but you probably saw it a while ago. I got the stick man that's used for like the toilet facilities signage, and that's my new scaling item. I managed to scale it up to the size of a person in this game, so I can use that for scaling, because when you are building things in this game, it's hard to tell. If you don't have any reference, it's hard to tell how big you're actually building, and sometimes you can make things look massive or really small, which is why I like to have like a figurine statue that I can use for scaling, just for that point of view. So you can see the building I just built there. I didn't record all of that because it is pretty boring. I wanted to keep this video a bit shorter as well, just so I keep your attention, because placing like walls and stuff, it's not the most interesting to watch. Theming the building, hopefully it's a bit more exciting. But yeah, I wanted to go for this like Mediterranean resort type feel in this area. And I might carry on down to the where I'm putting the carnivores, which I mentioned in the last episode. But yeah, like I say, I'm getting more used to the building tools and stuff. But I went quite in depth with all the theming on this building, which you'll see. Just trying to get my head around all the different tools and stuff that we have. I did use this building and I copied it like 3 times for all the different amenities. It's a shame you can't change the amenity once it's actually in the building. So say if I placed like a food one and then built around it, that would be stuck as a food amenity. What I had to do was delete the actual, like the module inside, and then replace it with one of the drinks or gift shop amenities, which is kind of annoying. It'd be good if it was, I don't know if you could do it in one of the last games, but you could change what type of amenity it was. So that's something that hopefully they might add, because it doesn't really make sense having 3 different modules when they're all exactly the same, if you know what I mean. You should just be able to change which one it is on like a sub menu. Oh yeah, another thing to add, I'm just going to put the pictures on the screen now, but you can see that Dreadnought has started to, well, use, in quotation marks, my sauropod feeding platform. I did put a post on my actual channel, but yeah, there are some other pictures here that I didn't show there, but they actually used it, which was good. Well, they didn't use it, but they came up close enough to where the guests would be. So yeah, I was really happy with that. So it technically works, which is exactly how I envisioned it. I might need to add like a viewing gallery or something to draw people up to the actual platform, because guests won't go there if there's nothing to do there. So it's just empty at the moment. No people go up there, so I might have to add like a viewing platform or a viewing tower, which is kind of annoying. It'd be good if we had like the points of interest that you got in Planet Coaster, where you could place like the pedestal thing and then people would actually go there and look. But nothing quite like that, so might have to place a gallery or something. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I was just looking for different bits and bobs I could use to decorate the building now. Just going through all the signage as well. I did choose some of those. I didn't want them at first because I was like, oh, they're just generic and I'll get bored of how they look. But in the end, they actually looked really good, so I didn't know what I was worried about. So yeah, I did struggle to find that, so I moved on to doing the actual backstage area, which is one of the easiest things to do in my opinion. I always like doing backstage areas because I find you can just add clutter and it makes things look good. So yeah, just adding like doors and shutters and stuff, and then I had a load of bin bags and dumpsters and stuff. As someone who's worked in and around warehouses and storerooms, it does pay to see what it looks like behind the scenes of places because it really does help. Like placing the pallets and stuff is exactly how it'd be in real life from personal knowledge. So yeah, it's good to have. I then placed all these banners and stuff, and I changed the colour of like them on each of the individual buildings. You'll see it down the line. But I just wanted to add some decoration and stuff because they look very plain on the front. There we go, there's all three of them. Oh, the joys of time lapses. I then placed like a perimeter fence around the backstage area so guests couldn't get in there, and staff would be able to use them to get in and around the buildings. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with how this little plaza turned out in the end. And you'll get a really cool shot at the end of it at night with all the lighting and stuff, and it looks so good. It fits exactly the vibe that I was going for, sort of like a holiday strip. I went to, I think it was Menorca or Mallorca, one of the two. This was a while ago, like quite a while ago. But there was like a strip area there, and it had all these decoration, like, I don't know what you'd call them, like statuey things and stuff. And you'll see what I mean when I do this, and it's sort of inspired by that. But it's like a proper little holiday strip, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So here we go, adding more backstage clutter. It's so good having these electrical boxes and all these different bits and pieces you can hide behind the scenes. It just makes backstage areas so easy to do. I decided to place a little chair there for people that be on smoking breaks and stuff, so yet again with the realism. Yeah, I just like having little touches like that, just little touches of realism here and there. I feel like that goes a long way if people like to poke their nose behind the scenes and stuff. But yeah, I then got to work on building the first toilet facility in this park. I did build one in my, like the first sector of my park, and I absolutely hated how it looked, so I went in and built a whole new one, and I'm really pleased with how it looks. So I did mention in one of my old episodes like adding depth to buildings and stuff, and this is exactly what I meant. You see how I'm covering the front of the building there, and like this portion's lower than the main portion of the building as like a little entryway. It just makes building look so much better and less blocky. So yeah, if you're going like to do buildings and stuff in this game, just try and give your buildings depth, because it adds so much more. Just another quick thing to add, well, I've got nothing to talk about. Like when you're doing buildings and stuff, make sure you go with like a theme. Well, that's if you're doing a themed area, of course. But I wanted like a little resort theme down this end of the park, so every building I built has that same sort of theme. So using the same pieces and the same roofs and stuff, it just goes a long way into making that area unique, if that makes sense. Try not to make every building look exactly the same. I know I'm saying that as if I didn't just copy and paste 3 buildings. But they are all like shopping amenities and they would look like that in real life. And also it just saves time as well. But if you can, try and make buildings look unique, which is why this toilet building isn't the same as all of them. And you'll see in a minute that the security bunker is very unique as well. So here we go, starting on the security bunker. I put it really close to the toilet block as well, just to stop having big horrible gaps everywhere. There is a place to the left of the security bunker here. I don't really know what I can do with that. It might just be a case of placing a random building that doesn't actually have anything in, just a bit of a facade, because I literally have no idea what I could place there. I did think about adding like a statue and stuff, but we've already got statues at the beginning of the park and I didn't want to like overuse like the same things over and over again. But yeah, I made sure this was like very flat and low to the ground, because obviously it'd have to withstand storms and stuff. And I also make it very secure if a dinosaur was to break out. So I had bars covering the windows, which I think is a really nice touch actually. But I don't record the whole of theme in this building, but you'll see a really good shot in a second, and I think it's going to be live as well, so you get a view of the area. Here we go, this is the finished product. I put like a generator there and some random gas bottles, as well as the water bottle crates and those green crates, which is basically used for like what they called like supplies and stuff, rations, that sort of thing. And I've added like vents and chimneys and stuff just so there's air supplied to the building if there is in there for a long time, which hopefully wouldn't be the case, but you never know. There's the toilet block there. It looks quite plain from the front, but it is just a toilet block, so it doesn't need major theming. And then we have our 3 shops there, which I'm really, really happy with. And of course the viewing area that looks out over the sea. How cool is that? It's like being on a mini holiday. Yeah, as I was saying, that area there, I have no idea what to put there. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I am clueless. But then I got to work on a big central like planter. It's not a planter, but it's some like a decoration type thing. You'll see. But I placed a load of the biosyn copper statue things, and then one of the silhouette statues of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then add like a curb to the side of it just to add that depth, and it makes it look realistic. And I feel like it ties the whole area together really nicely. This is another problem with the advanced move tool. Like, why is it not central? It's really annoying me. In Planet Coaster that would have been fine. I don't know what they're playing at, but yeah. Yeah, there's the T-Rex silhouette there, and then I had all the biosyn bits and stuff. When I finished it, I thought it looked really plain, so I decided to add all of this foliage. It just makes it look that bit better. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it all looks. Very tropical, and like I said, it reminds me of that place I went to on holiday. So here we go for the final view of this area once it was complete. Obviously it's not 100% done, but I'd spent a whole afternoon on it. Yeah, I got a bit fed up, so I decided to call it a day. I did add all the lighting and stuff off camera, but if you agree with me, I think it looks so cool. I've had like the orange ones on the plant in the middle to add that really warm glow. And then we've got the really bright lights there on the security shelter. But I just think it's really cosy, and it just looks just like a tropical holiday destination. So yeah, really pleased with it. And with that, the video is finished. So like I say, any suggestions are welcome, leave them in the comments. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.